It's now Sunday morning and we are all ready pretty much to go out for the day. Plan is to grab a coffee at 7-Eleven on the way out because I do dollar coffee, which we only actually realised last night, and it's actually a pretty decent cup of coffee, especially for $1. And then we're going to walk up to a couple of the museums. I think we're going to do the Museum of Sydney, which is free today for the last time this month, and also the Police and Justice Museum. They're both up by kind of Circular Quay area. Might pop our heads into the park a little bit, and I think I mentioned yesterday we were going to get the ferry to Cockatoo Island, so quite a busy day again. And yeah, just looking forward to getting out and about and exploring a bit more of Sydney. We've just been having a little look around the shops and we are almost made it to Circular Quay. So we've just had a little McDonald's snacky lunch and we're now just going up to the Justice and Police Museum, which we have now found and is in front of us and looks pretty cool. We're just in one of the cells in the police museum. This is such an interesting museum. Highly would recommend visiting if you come to Sydney. So we just finished off at the Police and Justice Museum and it was so interesting. Some of the like pictures and stories were obviously like a bit creepy, but definitely was well worth doing. We're just heading off now to the Museum of Sydney, and I don't know where Tim's gone, I've lost him. We're just heading off to the Museum of Sydney and then we're going to go to Cockatoo Island afterwards. But so far having a really nice little museum morning. And after a literally 1 minute walk from the last museum, we are now at the Museum of Sydney. The Museum of Sydney was really interesting. Again, would highly recommend visiting that one as well. I think it's normally $15 a ticket, but as I said, for us it was free because it's like the last weekend that they're doing the free tickets. So yeah, just lots of very interesting stuff, lots of stuff about the like Aboriginal people and like just Sydney through the ages, stuff. Yeah, just very interesting. We're now heading back down towards Circular Quay to get the ferry across to Cockatoo Island. We have got about 15 minutes or so till we need to get the ferry, and yeah, excited to have a little explore of the island there. And then I think when we come back we might have a little look around the park. We haven't 100% decided. I guess we'll just see what time it is, but yeah, just again having a really nice day, having a little explore. And we've just got off the ferry and we're just about to step onto Cockatoo Island. So, on the island now, got this lovely view behind of the harbour bridge. It's very, very sunny. I'm going to go and sit on a little bench, just chill out for a bit. The ferry ride was very pleasant, and yeah, it just seems like a pretty cool little island to chill on. Cockatoo Island is actually so cool. We're just walking through all of these old industrial buildings. There's loads of like, yeah, old buildings. Apparently there's a convict precinct as well. The island itself isn't massive, and it's only like a 15-20 minute ferry from Circular Quay and about 10 minutes or so from Darling Harbour. But there's some really lovely views across the city as well, and just like loads of really interesting history on the island itself. So again, if you're looking for something cheap to do in Sydney for a little day out, they've got like a cafe and everything. Oh, they've got like camping grounds as well. So yeah, I definitely can highly recommend checking out Cockatoo Island as well. So this is one of the old machinery buildings. Like, it's just so much cool stuff in here. It's actually wild, and the space is massive. I can't comprehend to you how big it is in here. So we've now come to another little end of the island. I've got another little view out. The sun looks absolutely gorgeous across the water. We just walked up some stairs to get to like the top bit of the island. There is apparently the like convict, in fact we are apparently in the convict precinct right now, which, did you say Tim's is like a UNESCO World Heritage Site?
It is,
which is very cool. So just having a little explore up here. We're now at the very top of the island in the convict precinct. Some very cool old buildings here. There is a plane somewhere in the distance going past, and we're just kind of deciding what we're going to do after this. We're thinking we're going to get the ferry back in maybe like 20 minutes, but get off this time at Darling Harbour, maybe get like a drink or like an ice cream or something and chill there for a bit, which is what we actually did kind of yesterday, a bit later on than this, but yeah, just very chilled out. We are off the ferry and back in Darling Harbour. We are on the hunt for 7-Eleven to go and get either $1 coffee or maybe $1 slushy. Haven't decided yet. Probably coffee actually. We've just been for dinner. We went to a place called Keg and Brew, and they had 2-for-1 pizzas on. So Tim had spicy pepperoni, and I had, it was like a pork and fennel sausage with zucchini and onions. So it was really, really nice. We're now going back to the Surrey Hills Hotel to get a jug of tiger beer, which seems to be our like standard evening practice. It's actually our last evening in Sydney. We have pretty much all of the day tomorrow. We don't have to fly until like 6:30, so we'll get to the airport like 4:30. We've been for a few drinks at our favourite bar. We're now heading quickly back to the hostel so Tim can charge his phone, and we're going to go to either another bar if it's not too busy, or we're going to go to Liquorland and just get another drink, and then probably another coffee from 7-Eleven like later. We're back at the hostel. I made a friend in the toilets at the pub. She's from Argentina. I don't know if she'll see this vlog, but if she does, hello, it was lovely to meet you. We are, as I said, back at the hostel. We have another beer to drink. I also have a, if I don't spill it, tropical juice to drink, and we have also preemptively got some extra food. All in all, having an excellent evening. It is now Monday morning and we're just getting the room all tidied up and all our stuff packed up for our final day in Sydney. So it's currently 9:20. We've got a little while till we need to check out, but we'll probably leave a bit before then anyway, and plans are to go up to Circular Quay through some parks and stuff and go to another museum, I think, and then have some lunch, and then pretty much, or like a late lunch, and then pretty much head to the airport because our flight is about 6:30 this evening. Obviously you want to get there with plenty of time. We have checked out and we've now walked up to a park. We're heading off to, what's the museum called?
The Museum of Australia.
The Museum of Australia, which actually opens in like 10 minutes. We were laughing that we might even be some of the first people there, but yeah, it's nice and sunny again and looking forward to the museum. Just arriving at the museum now. We just stumbled across some Anzac Memorial thing, which is really cool, so we spent a few minutes in there, and yeah, now excited to get into the Australian Museum. We finished at the Australian Museum. It was absolutely outstanding. We were there in the end for over 2 hours. It was just massive and yeah, really interesting mix of, just a mix of everything really. They've got some new exhibitions coming soon, so we'll definitely visit it again, I don't know, in 6 months time or something. We're just walking off to Bread Top to get like a little snacky lunch. We have slightly changed our plans because it is so very windy. We were going to go up to the Botanical Gardens, but as I said, it's very windy, and we also have like way less time really than we thought. We spent longer in the Australian Museum than I guess we thought we would, but it was such a good museum and massive, and everything was so interesting that we kind of wanted to see it all. We're maybe thinking of going to the Maritime Museum, which is just up here, or we're maybe thinking of just like chilling for a bit and getting some food quite early, because we really need to be getting food by like 3 o'clock, and it's like 1:15 now. I'm also, well, I'm feeling pretty tired as well. Anyway. So I realised I forgot to really vlog the rest of the day yesterday. So after chilling in Darling Harbour for a bit, we went off and had like an early-ish dinner at Cherryz. We both had Southern Fried Chicken Burger, which was just what I needed before, well, not a lot of travelling, but before a bit of travelling home. So I went off to the airport. The flight itself was very smooth. We actually landed, I think, about 10 minutes earlier than anticipated. And then we had a real hard time trying to get a taxi home. We were only about 20 minutes away from the airport, but obviously our flight came out, there was a couple other flights around the same sort of time, and there's quite a big queue for taxis, and then none turned up for ages. So we eventually, after about 6 cancelled Uber trips, managed to get an Uber home, and got home, I think it was about 9:15, so not too late at all, and then just had a little kind of snack and went off to bed. But yeah, overall had a really fantastic time in Sydney. I did vlog the first half of the trip as well, so if you want to check out that vlog, I will leave it in the description or in the end cards of this video if you want to see what we got up to for the first couple of days in Sydney. But we are off to Cairns in a couple of weeks, so there'll be some more vlogs from there, and we've got a little stop in Brisbane as well before we fly off there. So yeah, more hopefully exciting vlogs like this one coming very soon. But I really hope that you enjoyed this vlog. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing what we got up to in Sydney. Thanks so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please do give it a big thumbs up, leave me a comment, and if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you again in my next video.